Number one pet peeve that I hear about people when they own like a nice camera like the FX3 is that they talk about the camera, not about like the features or the things that they're doing with it, but they literally just say how much it costs. And this setup right here is over $5,000. It's an FX3, Sony G Master 35, and the Black Pro Mist filter, and then an ND. It's over like $5,000. But that doesn't mean anything about the quality. I hear people like say, oh, there's trends on TikTok that say, hey, this is shooting my kid or shooting some random footage with my $5,000 camera, and I see it and I know they're shooting on the FX3. But that's just kind of a weird thing to say. Like, has nothing to do with how good you are. Like, don't degrade yourself by saying, hey, you're only good because you're shooting on a really expensive camera. Talk about your experience, but also just shoot great stuff. You know, I think about it like from a gamer perspective. I like to play video games. I've played video games my whole life. I can remember, like, I think 10 or 15 years ago, I remember buying like the Xbox Elite. I think that's what the game console was. And it was like $650, which is crazy for a game console. Then especially, now it's, prices are up. But I remember like buying it thinking that like it made me a better gamer. I was like, yo, I got a Xbox Elite. I am elite. It's 600 and something dollars when everything else costs like 200 at the time. But like that's not true. Like who thinks like that? And who thinks like that? Well, people who say like, oh, I shot stuff on my $5,000 camera thinking that's like a flex, when in reality, it's not expensive. That's not relatively, it's not that a lot of expense. It's not really that much money, okay? So the reality is it's kind of a weird thing to say. I get it though. Like these are people who are just stoked about buying a sick camera, and I get that. And I can remember buying this camera saying, oh my gosh, it's a camera that's just the body is $3,899. That's insane. But like, you know, now it's like kind of a weird thing to say. And I think what you need to do is less focus on the gear and just more focus on doing what you love, doing the passion. I love this camera. I love taking it out and just shooting with it. And you don't need to flex on people about the price of it. If you want to flex on anything, just shoot sick stuff. I get blown away by people who can do a lot more with this camera than I can do, and they're not saying anything about the price. But price doesn't mean anything to what you can actually do. So that is it.